Hey, how's it going? My name is John Pa, and I'm an entrepreneur and family guy and a writer. And I'm here to share some of my stories with you. And a lot of them are ugly, and all of them are true. And I write them because I want people to learn from my mistakes. And just like life and business, a lot of things just aren't pretty, and they don't work out, and we fail, and we want to quit, and we get scared, and all those things. And this story that I'm about to share, it's entitled "On the Edge of Quitting," is no different. It just give you some context. My company um, had grown, and we were at this great point in the business. But to be honest, I was miserable. Some of the business relationships, the partnerships I had were fraying, and 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 we had some failures and setbacks, and I just felt terrible about myself, and I blamed myself a lot for those failures. And so I wrote this piece, really just to be an encouragement to other people, to let you know that um, failures are not the end. That just because, which was ironic, I was wanting to quit my own business, the one that I helped start and that I was leading. I wanted to quit that job. This is a piece about that, and I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and let's just get into it. On the edge of quitting. When I started my entrepreneurial adventure, I didn't think it would end like this. Two out of my three partners left in a span of 10 months. Over half of our staff left in less than 12 months. And I was burning out. I was watching nearly a decade worth of work start to collapse. My company was severely suffering, and I didn't know how to save it. My confidence had dissolved, and I began to wonder if what we had accomplished up to that point was just a fluke. I doubted myself, my abilities, my worth. To make matters worse, we didn't have new work coming in, and we were pulling cash from our savings. Let me give you some history before we go on. In 2008, I stepped out into the world of entrepreneurship. I believed that the possibilities were endless, and the only things I needed were hard work and luck. I hoped to do something in the intersection of strategy, design, and technology, since they fascinated me. My first client hired me to redesign a website for his small hotel in Northern Ireland. However, I was neither a designer nor a developer. I was just a guy with an interest who had no idea what he was doing. That's true. Then I remembered that I met a developer who created websites. He and his wife worked as a team. He built the sites that his wife designed. I asked him if he wanted to work on this project, and he said yes. A year and a half after that project, we formed a partnership. He was my first business partner. In 2013, with an additional two partners, we built a full-service creative agency that employed a team of 16 full-time makers and creators. Obviously, a lot changed. We built a company on the mission of producing great work for good organizations, serving clients who were making a difference in the world. It sounds super altruistic and borderline cheesy, but the idea inspired us. We also committed ourselves to creating internal projects, ventures we found compelling. We built an online publication called the St. Louis Curator. You can look that up, stlouiscurator.com. It's still up. We loved it, but love doesn't always make a venture monetize. Um, Sad but true. So we decided to end it. As a result, our team of copywriters left. A couple of months later, we launched an iPhone app called Smap. We spent 8 months developing it. We believed it could or would beat Yelp at the place finding experience. I was quickly disabused of that notion. After Smap launched, it didn't get close to the response we wanted. Our marketing efforts and budget were just too tight. We had already risked about $150,000 of our own capital and couldn't invest more time and resources on it. The app was pulling us too far from our primary business. SMAP and the St. Louis Curator both failed. That combined with my shortcomings weighed heavily on me, and I didn't foresee the effects they would have on our company. A host of people outside of the copywriters left our team. The entire design team, including our creative director, except for one designer, our film team lead, a project manager, and all of our developers except for one exited our company. Over 55% of our personnel left. Things got darker for me. The thought of quitting crept into my mind. I had thoughts of just closing up shop and slinking into some job just to make a paycheck. I focused on my shortcomings and bludgeoned myself by replaying them in my mind. I was supposed to lead, but in the midst of all that, I couldn't lead anymore. All I could do was survive and try not to do anything too stupid and pray. Despite it all, some people stayed. They are great, talented, reliable, trustworthy, and kind people. And I wondered, why would they choose to stay when so many others left? But I knew that focusing on the past wasn't going to help the company with its future and those who decided to stay. I had to face my insecurities and move forward one small step at a time. We still had clients who needed us, and we also won a couple of significant new ones. I saw movement in the right direction. Not only did we start to see a little bit of momentum with clients, but also our team started to gain its footing as well. We promoted our director of photography to the film team's lead and the lone designer to creative director. They started to take on new responsibilities and rose to the occasion. Our creative director and I went to Nashville to attend a branding conference hosted by Brand New. Some may have said that a conference isn't a good way to spend money when it is scarce, but investing in our people felt like the perfect way to help the company look ahead. He learned a lot, and I healed a lot. Getting away, spending time with him, and hearing about the work and process of other designers helped me see the possibilities again. I began to hope again. Our one-man technology team desperately needed help. My partner had far more work than he could handle alone, and help came just in time. We were able to recruit a developer from San Francisco. He filled a much-needed gap and improved our morale. Some point along the line, work became fun for me again. The team was working well together, and we focused on creating great work and how it can be improved. I stopped wallowing in my self-pity and started to think of ways of growing the company and cultivating our culture. I kept on waiting for more people to leave, but this core group of people hung in there. We even seemed to be creating better work than we had before, and we waited to see what else would happen. I started a hustle. I took any meeting that had an appearance of potential benefit for the company. Then, toward the end of the year, we got some random email from a person whom we helped years ago. They said that they had a significant design and branding project. I drafted a proposal, pored over it to make sure that it was perfect, and sent it to them. By the end of the year, in a span of a week, we won that design project and a few other engagements, including one for digital marketing. In a matter of a week, we found work that would set us up for the next 6 months. We expanded our team and brought on a senior and junior designer. Our office was buzzing again. It appears that the storm is over. It was the darkest time I had ever faced as an entrepreneur. I know that I'm not the same, and much of my naivete has been slapped off of me, literally. But even though I still feel like a failure at times, I'm hopeful again. I don't attribute our resilience to my leadership, and I certainly don't think I guided us through out of our troubles. I believe what got us through was purely divine grace and the people who decided to stay with us. They didn't give up. Instead, they came into the office day in and day out and worked. They, as a collective whole, steadied our company. When I was too weak to lead, new leaders rose to meet the uncertainty and forged a way forward. When I wanted to quit, they worked. And as a result, we are moving forward into the future. Looking back, I've come to realize that what looked like the end of our company wasn't really the case at all. It was our new beginning. So that's the piece. And there are times when things are just looking so ugly and you just want to quit, right? I'm sure that, maybe I'm the only one that has ever wanted to quit. I'm fairly sure that many of you out there have been there, or maybe you are there. And the truth is that it's probably not going to be the last time. But in those times, you just have to. Sometimes the way to win is just to survive. It's just to hang on by your fingertips. And you can do it. It's possible. For me, I definitely have now new mechanisms like journaling and reading and talking to other entrepreneurs those help me to survive. And you're not always thriving, and a lot of the times, honestly, when you're doing something like starting a business and growing one, it's just survival of the fittest. So if you're there, I just want to encourage you. You're not alone. I am definitely in the trenches with you. It's been this piece was written, I think, in 2017, so a lot has already changed. It is March 14th of 2017 at johnpa.com, johnpa.com. You can find it there, On the Edge of Quitting. There are plenty of other pieces on there that share my failures, not as many of my successes, but I think I'm going to change some of that and write some about that. So know that you're not alone, and there are definitely, I'm here. I'm sure there are many other entrepreneurs. Gary Vaynerchuk is, I can't really compare myself to him. He's an incredible entrepreneur, but he has some incredible content, and so many others that want to just put themselves out there for you and your benefit. And so that's all I'm trying to do here, and enjoy telling these stories and enjoy sharing my lessons for your benefit, and to be able to encourage you to try, to go, to do. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe, check out the blog, and sign up for a newsletter, and connect. I'd love to hear from you, love to hear your comments, and I'm looking forward to this adventure and seeing where this takes us, and I hope it takes you into good places. Talk to you later.